The objective of this lesson is to use the context of a word problem to determine the meaning of a remainder and how it should appear in the final answer of a question. In division word problems, remainders can mean different things. Remainders are important, especially when it comes to the context of the problem. If we were to solve 36 divided by 5 equals y, we know that 5 times 7 equals 35, so 36 divided by 5 equals 7, leaving a remainder of 1 because 36 minus 35 equals 1. Without a problem paired with this situation, it is difficult to express what the remainder is representing. Given the problem, there can be multiple ways of dealing with the remainder. We will look at different scenarios that involve this division equation and how the remainder can be used given the situation. There are 36 brownies left over at the end of a party. The host decides to send equal amounts home with 5 guests. How many brownies will each guest take home? In this scenario, each guest would take home 7 1/5 of a brownie. Brownies are something that can be cut into smaller pieces and easily shared in fractional sizes. Not all things can be cut into smaller pieces. In this situation, the remainder is written with the quotient in fractional form. The next problem is the teacher had a length of yarn that was 36 inches long. She needed to cut 5-inch lengths from the yarn. How many lengths could she cut? We are still solving 36 divided by 5. The answer in this case is 7 because she can cut 7 5-inch pieces of yarn. The remaining 1 inch of yarn would most likely be discarded because it is useless for the project described in the word problem. In this situation, we are discarding the remainder. 5 friends are planning to share 36 pieces of candy. How many pieces does each friend get? The remaining piece of candy would in most cases be a leftover. Several things could happen to the leftover. It could be saved for another time, in which case each friend would get 7 pieces of candy. The leftover could force one group to be larger than others. Friends may play a game of rock, paper, scissors to determine another way to decide who got the remaining piece, in which case 4 friends would get 7 pieces of candy, and 1 friend would get 8. Understanding the word problem is a crucial step in knowing how the remainder will be used. This allows students to think deeply and use their creativity in answers. 36 students are going on an after-school field trip to the aquarium. Each van carries 5 students. How many vans will be needed to make sure everyone gets to the aquarium? If 5 students can fit in one van, we know that 7 vans would allow for 35 students to attend. I still have 1 student needing a van, so rounding up to the next whole number is required for the problem because 1 student cannot be left out from field trip fun. 7 vans is too few. The school would need 8 vans to get all of the students to the aquarium. Julie was assigned to read a book that was 36 pages long. She had 5 evenings to complete the book. About how many pages should she read each night? Julie needs to read about 7 pages each night. In this question, the answer was rounded to the closest number, so 7 remainder 1 was rounded down to 7. Julie needs to read close to 7 pages each night. When we take a word problem and decontextualize it, we pull the data and the action for the problem. In each of these cases, we divided 36 by 5, although each situation had a unique remainder. First, we determined what we were dividing, then we solved the problem. Our job is to then contextualize our answer by referring back to the problem and realizing what it means and making sense of our answer. How we use the remainder was different in each situation. This is where math can come alive. Our objective of this lesson was to use the context of a word problem to determine the meaning of a remainder and how it should appear in the final answer of a question. We met this objective by solving 36 divided by 5 in different word problems, where the remainder represented something different in each situation.